Well, welcome back to New York Talks post-match reaction. Lads, put my teeth back in before we start. Another loss, this time to Watford. How many losses is that in a row now? Or is that not worth thinking about?
I think it's 772 or 3 now, I think.
When did we last win a game? Borough, yeah.
Have we won a game?
Borough Boxing Day, wasn't it?
Oh, right,
Oh,
okay.
God. So we've not won at home since Boxing Day. We've not won away all season. What we're saying, just look forward to when it restarts in August and call it quits and go home, get warm under a blanket, or put in some sort of fight until the end of the season. Which one would you go for, mate?
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in August. Is that what you meant?
Yeah, basically. But no, anyway, today's game. First half, we're a bit but I thought there were glittering moments of where it's like, actually, we could give Watford a game here. But again, just consistency, Matt, isn't it? Just no consistency whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, you're being kind in that first half. That first half was one of the worst halves of football I've ever seen. Nothing happened. It was two teams who looked like they'd come out with the two shoelaces tied together. Forgot which colour each teammate were playing in. It was just two teams that didn't seem to want to play football. None of them wanted to be there. We created nothing. They created basically the same, or if not slightly less than us. It was just a bad game. I can't tell you how many times Ben turned around to me and went, I don't even know what's happening here, because it was just that bad. There's not much you can take from that game from a Rotherham point of view, because we're not offering anything. We're not a threat from set pieces. We're not a passing team. We're not clever in working the triangles or whatever shape you want to put your passes into. It's just yeah. Let's go home. It's difficult to put into words how bad it was. But if you've watched the game, you know how bad it was. That's as best I can say, really. And I can't even pick out a star performer. That's what kind of performance it was. There was just sort of nothing. Sorry for being negative, everybody, but I'm just really struggling. Bring on August, mate.
Mick, are we past the point of positives at this point in the season now? What is it now? Is it still 15 adrift? Because Huddersfield lost today?
Millwall lost, didn't it? So they're probably still 15.
Yeah, so
14.
Yeah, 14 points adrift. Are we still clutching at straws with positives, or is it about time to admit that we just aren't good enough this season, mate?
It's really difficult, isn't it? It is so difficult to be positive about anything, particularly after watching a game like that today. And it's not necessarily the bad performance from us, because we were just mere. We weren't bad. We just weren't anything. And Watford weren't anything. You know, it was a pointless game, ultimately. And it was settled by a really well taken goal, which sums our season up, because it passed 11 players at 70 mile an hour and didn't hit one of them. You know,
and none of them reacted to it either.
Well, I'm not surprised, because he hit it with such power. But you know, on any other given day, any other given season, that hits 2 or 3 players and goes out for a corner, or one of their players. You know what I mean? Or it hits Rose head. But the season being as it's going to nestle in top corner like it did, it was a great finish. It was certainly too good for this game. Too good for Watford, too good for Rotherham. It was just, it was so out of place. So. Yeah, it's really difficult to find anything positive, unfortunately. I can't, and I want to. I want to be a happy clapper. I want to annoy people by being positive about the club and about performances. But unfortunately, I can't tonight.
I think one positive that I can try and salvage from this game, I thought Riminota played really well in the middle of the park. All right, fair enough. He didn't really do much going forward per se, but he sort of brought to the game something we've lacked, which was a bit of bite and tackle. And he really got stuck in, which was nice to see. It's nice to see someone having a bit of fight, even though the odds are very much stacked against us now. Mick touched on their goal, Matt. Do you think our defence can do better and close him down quicker, or do you think is it too quickly, well, with too much power, and he's just hit it sweet as a nut, bang on target?
I think when it gets to him, I think the damage is done. I think it could have been cleared better 3 times, something like that. There was times to clear it, but so yeah, it was avoidable, as most goals are. But once it fell to Esprit, the lad's technically brilliant. There's got question marks about everything else, but as a lot of Championship players, the technique was there, and it's half a wonder strike. That goal is good enough to settle any
Excuse
contest.
me.
You saw that in World Cup final, but that's a great way to it. Like Mick's right, it didn't fit the game, but it was. Yeah, you're right. This Rinomhota. What summed up Rinomhota was that he had a good game, and then we chucked him at right wing back.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, we had a right wing back on bench who nearly came on it first half. So there's quite a lot of question marks, confusion, bafflement. More words for that one. More words for confusion, Mick. Come on.
Yeah, that'll do. Bafflement.
Bafflement.
It just sounds like we were trying to put corks in holes, but more holes kept appearing.
It just didn't make any sense. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that basically sums up the game. One player I was a bit disappointed with today was Charlie Wyke. I expected a little bit more from him, if I'm being fair. Whilst he was on the pitch, he didn't really put his stamp on the game, which is a little bit disappointing. But then again, Hewell came on and did naff all as well. Some of the past season, doesn't it? Try and get stuck in, does naff all. So Mick, where do we go next? Where do we try and at least put a little bit of
I've got an answer for
guile
that.
together against Ipswich?
I've got an answer for that. Forward. Instead of going halfway forward and then turning around and going back, go forward. Because we're going to lose the games. We're going to lose the bulk of the games for the remainder of this season, given the way that we're playing. So go forward. But we're not. We didn't in this game. These were there for the taking. They were dire.
They were so bad.
They were as bad as I've seen all season. They were worse than Bristol City, and that is saying something.
If they played anybody else in the Championship today, like that, they'd lost. Anybody else.
100%.
Tuesday or Wednesday, all you want, they would have beaten Watford today.
But we get halfway forward and we turn back, and that's the issue. We've no interest in getting forward. That's not true. That's not true. Obviously, that's not true. But that's how it feels. So yeah, disappointing. I'd argue we could have been 1-0 up before they scored. However, we'll talk about that on Sunday night, won't we? I'm sure.
Yeah, but unfortunately I won't be there because I have to work.
Well, that's unfortunate for you, but
Get my...
Is it unfortunate for him?
probably
No,
not.
maybe not. But anyway, get my place of employment told. I need to do the podcast more because I get to moan more. But like I say, I agree. We need to just go forwards better in games. We seem to just to get...
Not even better. I'll settle for going forward badly. I'll just go forward. That's all.
We seem to get like between 18 yard and halfway line and then just stop and turn
Out in
round.
our half.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so Rotherham, go forward, but more importantly, no matter what happens at the end of this season, probably relegation, we will be going forward together next season.
We will.
We'll
Won't
be
we?
here. We'll be here, won't we?
Yeah, absolutely. And
Suckers, absolute suckers we are.
and I think I've rescued it with an ever so slight positive there. We'll still be going forward together.
Okay.
Sweet, innit? But yeah, thank you very much for watching. We failed to cheer you up today, but I think we're all as equally as upset as each other. And these two, we'll see you on Sunday. Take care.